Time to make kimchi. So I got two medium-sized, not small, cabbages, and these are the Napa cabbage, and I split it in half already, and I'm going to split it in quarters and then cut it into bite-sized pieces. And to split it, you just cut about 3 inches into the base and then pull it apart in both sides. See, that's why it has this ruffly look. So let me do that. I'll pop it in the bowl, and then I'm going to let it soak in the sink, rinse it, drain it, and then salt it. Once you have it quartered, cut off the stem, which keeps all the pieces together, and discard. Or you can keep this for veggie stock, and if you make your own veggie stock, adds a little lovely flavor of cabbage to it. And then I'm just going to dice it, cut it into bite-sized pieces, and rinse it. Cut into bite-sized pieces, so whatever is bite-sized for you. You can leave them in quarters, and then you could rub the sauce in between each one, but I like doing the cutting part this way. It's also easier to store in jars, which is what I'm going to do once this is ready to be refrigerated after it's fermented. So off to the sink, into a sink full of water, and then I will rinse. And then we can start adding salt. Now this is one cabbage. I have another one already cut up, so I'm going to need a much bigger bowl for when I go to salt it, although it will shrink in size just ever so slightly. And then it's time to make the porridge with sweet rice flour, which has to cool completely. So while this is resting with the salt on it for about 30 minutes or so, well, I think it might go an hour because I have a lot. I'll make the porridge, and that'll be cool by the time it's ready to be combined into the sauce. Time to make the porridge. So I have 2 cups of cold water and 2 tablespoons of the sweet rice flour right there, measured out. And then I have 2 tablespoons of sugar after this is cooked. So it's gonna create like a slurry, and then after it bubbles, I'm going to add the sugar and then let it cool, so we can add the red pepper flakes. And while it's cooling, I'm going to prep the veggies. So I'm back to show it to you when it's bubbling, ready for the sugar. So this is about 3 minutes later. See, the consistency has changed. It's bubbling. I'm going to add the sugar, lower the heat, let the sugar melt in. Be careful, this is hot, so if it bubbles up on you, it would hurt. So I got the sugar. It'll change the color ever so slightly. I'm not using brown sugar, I'm using the sugar in the raw, so it's just unprocessed, it's not bleached. And the sugar will actually make the consistency a little thinner, just ever so slightly. I'm gonna wait for the bubbles to just start appearing again, and then this is done. Sugar's dissolved. I could turn this off, and this will have to come, cool down to till it's completely cool. You don't want to add the hot pepper flakes to this while it's hot. So off to prep the veggies. Rinsed cabbage, adding salt to it. I'm gonna do like a layer at a time, and then it'll get turned over every half hour for 2 hours. Everything is salted. Time to do a little massage, and then I'll come back and turn this over in half an hour, and the cabbage will be leaching out some of its juices, and it's here. Watch, it's crisp now, but it should start to get pliable. So that's an hour in, so I've mixed this twice. You see the volume goes down. So the porridge is cooled off. I'm adding half a cup of Korean pepper flakes. And again, this is based on your heat level preference. You could start off with half a cup if you like it really spicy, 1.5 cups, 2 cups. It's entirely up to you. But I'm going to mix this up and then add it to the veggies, which I've already prepped. Almost forgot my aromatics, so I have about 1/4 cup of white onion, 6 or 7 garlic cloves, and about 1 inch of ginger. I'm gonna puree that and add that to the pepper sauce, and then a little bit of soy, which I'm using tamari because it's vegan, And then we can mix it in with the veggies. So there's my aromatics and soy, and let's mix. So here are the veggies all chopped up. I have scallions, Korean chives, which is like garlic chives, green carrots, daikon, and because I had some Korean pepper, I threw it in. So I'm gonna mix this together now. There's a sauce and the veggies. This already smells so good. So these are gonna hang out till my cabbage is done. And I've got another like 45 minutes. I'm gonna turn it one more time. And I'll come back to show you combining the two. Look at how much it has shrunk. Look at that. It was all the way to the top, and the veggies have released some liquids, so it's a little less thick a sauce. I got a chance to put away my leftovers. So let's rinse and do the final combining, and then we can put it away and stash it for, I guess the cat wants them too, a day or two outside, and then it can go in glass jars in the fridge. So I've got my container ready. I've put the cabbage into the sauce, so now it's a matter of mixing. So you have a couple of things you could do. You can mix it by hand, with or without gloves. You can use tongs or spoon. I think I'm going to get in with my hands, but I'm going to have to do it off camera, so I'll come back and show you what it looks like once it's mixed and when it's ready to go be put away. That's it. We're done. So it's thoroughly mixed, and I have it in this container. So what I'm going to do is, using my spoon, I'm going to push it down to get any air pockets out, because air is not good for fermentation. I'm going to keep it kind of sterile, and look at that juiciness. And if you want, you can have it fresh with a sprinkling of toasted sesame seeds, which I might actually do, but look at that. Kimchi food porn. Smells so good in here. I just love the smell. So I'm going to clean up the edges and let it ferment on outside of the refrigerator for a day or two until it starts to bubble. So when it starts to bubble, or you see bubbles, that's when you can put it in the fridge. Then it slows down the fermentation and you're ready to eat. Or you can wait and it becomes boosted with flavor. So that's it. That's vegan kimchi. I hope you try it because it's delicious. And, oh, now the dog's drinking. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you do try this recipe, please let me know as well. Or tag me on any social media with this. I would love to see what you create with yours. Thanks for watching, everyone.